You may feel puzzled when you see the title. How do I benefit from a negative feeling? Emotions are often viewed as either positive or negative, with the assumption that we should embrace positive emotions while suppressing or minimizing negative ones. However, this perspective fails to recognize the inherent value and purpose of all emotions, even those that may seem undesirable or contrary to popular belief. Feeling annoyed or experiencing other negative emotions can actually be beneficial for our growth and self-understanding. In fact, these emotions may be trying to communicate something important about our past experiences and current needs. 1. Any emotion is beneficial, even the negative ones. Every emotion we experience serves a purpose, acting as a signpost or messenger that guides us toward greater self-awareness and personal growth. While anger, frustration, and annoyance may feel unpleasant in the moment, they are often trying to alert us to boundaries that have been crossed, needs that are not being met, or patterns from our past that require examination. Instead of suppressing or denying these emotions, it's essential to acknowledge and explore them fully. 2. Feeling annoyed and complaining. A remnant of childhood experiences. If you find yourself frequently feeling annoyed or complaining, it's possible that this pattern has its roots in your childhood experiences. For many individuals, feeling annoyed or frustrated as a child was often met with dismissal, punishment, or even abuse from caregivers or authority figures. When our authentic emotions were not respected or acknowledged during our formative years, we may have internalized the belief that expressing annoyance or frustration was unacceptable. As a result, we may have developed a habit of suppressing these emotions or expressing them in indirect ways, such as complaining or lashing out. However, this pattern is not a personal failing, but rather a coping mechanism developed in response to an environment that did not provide a safe or nurturing space for emotional expression. 3. Staying loyal to familiar patterns. As we grow older, we may unconsciously repeat the emotional patterns and coping mechanisms we developed in childhood, even if they no longer serve us. This is because these patterns provide a sense of familiarity and comfort, even if they are ultimately harmful or limiting. When we feel annoyed or frustrated, we may revert to the familiar behaviors of complaining or lashing out, as these were the methods we learned to express ourselves in our early years. By doing so, we remain loyal to the patterns we developed as a means of survival, even if those patterns no longer align with our current needs or circumstances. 4. Growing up means betraying familiar patterns. True personal growth and emotional maturity often require us to betray the familiar patterns and coping mechanisms we developed in childhood. This process can be uncomfortable and even painful, as it involves challenging deeply ingrained beliefs and behaviors that have become deeply intertwined with our sense of self. However, this betrayal of our childhood patterns is not a rejection of our past experiences or a denial of their impact on our lives. Rather, it is a conscious decision to break free from limiting beliefs and behaviors that no longer serve us, and to embrace new, more adaptive ways of relating to ourselves and others. To achieve this growth, we must be willing to explore new methods of dealing with our emotions and interpersonal relationships. This may involve seeking support from a therapist or counselor, practicing mindfulness or other self-awareness techniques, or simply being more open and vulnerable with trusted friends or loved ones. 5. The need for new experiences and perspectives. While understanding the reasons behind our emotional patterns is important, true transformation often requires more than just intellectual awareness. We may intellectually grasp the need to change our behaviors, but actually implementing the change can be incredibly challenging. This is because we are deeply conditioned by our past experiences and the patterns we developed in response to those experiences. To truly break free from these patterns, we need to have new experiences and perspectives that challenge our existing beliefs and provide us with alternative ways of being. This could involve surrounding ourselves with individuals who model healthy emotional expression and effective communication, or engaging in activities or practices that encourage self-awareness and emotional intelligence. By exposing ourselves to new perspectives and ways of relating to our emotions, we create the opportunity to rewire our brains and develop new, more adaptive patterns. 6. Learning to love ourselves. The path to emotional freedom. Ultimately, the journey toward emotional freedom and self-acceptance begins with learning to love and embrace all aspects of ourselves, including the parts that may feel uncomfortable or undesirable. When we can approach our emotions with curiosity, compassion, and a willingness to explore their depths, we open ourselves to a profound journey of self-discovery. By allowing ourselves to fully feel and express our emotions, we uncover the hidden aspects of our psyche that have been neglected or suppressed, and we gain access to a wellspring of self-knowledge and insight. It's important to remember that we are our own best advocates and sources of healing. While the support of others can be invaluable, true transformation and self-love must come from within. By cultivating a practice of self-acceptance, self-compassion, and emotional exploration, we can learn to embrace all aspects of our emotional experiences, including those that may have previously been viewed as negative or undesirable. In this way, we can reclaim our emotional sovereignty and break free from the limiting patterns and beliefs that have kept us stuck. We become the authors of our own emotional narratives, writing new stories of self-acceptance and personal growth that honor the complexity and richness of our human experiences. Feeling annoyed or experiencing other negative emotions is not a personal failing or a sign of weakness. Rather, it is an opportunity for self-discovery, growth, and the cultivation of greater self-awareness and emotional intelligence. By embracing these emotions with curiosity and compassion, and by being willing to challenge the familiar patterns and beliefs that no longer serve us, we open ourselves to a journey of profound personal transformation and the realization of our full potential as human beings.